Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm here to help you install your windshield today. This is the A3 mount kit. It's used for the SO6 Spitfire, the SS10 Viper, the SO9 Cobra, and the HD3 Tombstone. This is the A3 hardware kit. It includes 4 spacer washers, includes 2 caps, 2 barrels, 2 A3 rods, 2 handlebar clamps that are adjustable between 7/8 inch and 1 inch, 2 T-knobs, and an Allen wrench. To begin with, we're going to take the cap and we're going to insert a washer over the top of it. Once that's done, we'll place the cap through the front of the shield with the washer against the plastic, and then we will slide the rod over and through the barrel, locking it into place. We will then place another washer on the back side of the windshield and then screw the barrel onto the cap until snug. Once you put the assembly together, put your palm on the front and crank it down as tight as you can by hand. You shouldn't need a tool. You should feel resistance in the rod. If you don't feel resistance in the rod, it could be one of 2 things. Number 1, it can be that your washers are not coated enough with a talcum powder, so they're slippery and dry. In that case, take a little talcum powder and coat the washer as much as possible with the talcum powder. Put it on the front with the cap, like on the other side. Do the same with the other. Make sure it's good and gray. Slide the rod through the barrel, snap it in, insert the washer on the back side, and put the pieces together. That should tighten it right up. If it does not, see, it's nice and tight. If it does not for any reason, undo the system again and take a look at the end of the cap. Sometimes what will happen is on the end of the cap, there'll be a little plastic flashing that'll prevent it from coming together. Just trim that off with a small knife or X-Acto blade. Reassemble. And it should tighten right up. If for some reason that still doesn't work, give us a call and we've got different washer thicknesses that'll take care of the problem. But in most cases, that should take care of it. Once we see approximately where the handlebar clamps need to be placed, then we will go get the handlebar clamps, disassemble them, and then reassemble them on the bars. There's no exact placement for the clamp. We designed the clamp so it can be done at quite a few different angles. It can be twisted, barrels can be turned, it can be slid up, down. It all depends on what type of handlebar and kind of motorcycle you have. So there's full adjustability on the clamp. The way it's mounted now is barrel set up behind. It can also be set up and flipped around so the barrel's on the front of the bike. Do not tighten them at this point. Wait until the shield is on and positioned correctly before all the final tightening is done. Now remember, before when we mounted the clamps, we mounted them loosely. So now, we put the shield on through the barrels, knowing that the clamps are still loose, so we can make adjustments at this point. Once the rods are in place, now it's time to put on the T-knobs. Don't tighten them yet because we still have adjustments to make. Once the T-knobs are on, you can take this time to take a look at the shield, make sure it's centered, make sure it's aligned the way you want it, at the angle and the pitch and everything else. Then you can tighten the clamps for the final adjustment. Once the clamps are in place, do one final tightening on the T-knob, you're ready to ride. Be sure and check your bike after the first 100 miles or the first tank of gas, whichever comes first, to make sure that vibration hasn't caused loosening at your clamps. If they have, retighten them at that point. Otherwise, enjoy the ride. See you out on the road. Hi, after your shield's all on, you're out riding, get a few bugs on it, you can clean it all up with the Slipstreamer Motorcycle Windshield Cleaner Polish. And remember, it's just as important on what you wipe it off with. Only use 100% cotton cloth or a microfiber towel. I tell you, what we use here in the shop, baby diapers. Nothing works better.